Rodney Reed supporters have been stepping up their efforts as his execution date nears.
It appears some of them went even further overnight and vandalized a building. Somebody spray painted the building at 10th and Brazos downtown that houses KTBC Channel 7. They wrote Governor Greg Abbott can but will not stop Rodney Reed's execution, calling it murder.
And then their superstar, singer, and native Texan Beyonce. On her website, she went on there to ask the governor to take a hard look at the evidence in Reed's case. There is even a petition on the page.
Lawmakers from both parties are also calling on Governor Abbott to halt Reed's execution. KXAN Morning News anchor John Dabkovich got some perspective from the Texas Tribune's Ramsey about this case.
So Governor Greg Abbott has been in the news a lot in the past week outside the state of Texas because there have been celebrities, other people pouring in, wanting him to issue a reprieve for Rodney Reed, who's a death row inmate from here in Bastrop County. Based on what you know of the governor and his past history, what are the chances he may actually do something in this case?
You know, I don't know what he'll actually do. This has been an issue in play for 20 years. 1996 was when Stacey Stites was murdered. Rodney Reed was convicted of it, but her boyfriend, a policeman named Jimmy Fennell, was also accused and is still kind of in the picture. There's some questions about Rodney Reed's innocence. He has always maintained it. There's now a bipartisan letter from legislators. It includes a Democrat, Joe Moody from El Paso, Republicans, Jeff Leach from Collin County, and some others, asking the governor to tap the brakes so that they can look at the evidence and not go ahead on November 20th.
You have covered the state of Texas for a long time in politics as well. How unusual is it to have a letter like that in a case like this?
You know, it's not unusual to have some level of, appeal not to do this, particularly from outside the state, other places where they don't have the death penalty. But in this case, it's unusual because it's coming from the legislature. In Texas, Republican governors are pretty pro-death penalty. This one certainly is. I think 47 people have been executed during his governorship. One was a situation where he decided, we're going to commute this to life without parole, but most of the time they go ahead.
I want to talk about that. How is that case different from the Rodney Reed case?
In that case, there was no question about the innocence, but one of the victims was the father of the man convicted of killing his own family, or of hiring a guy to kill his own family. The father appealed on behalf of his son, who was going to get the death penalty, and said, save my son, leave him in prison for the rest of his life, but don't add another death to our thing. The governor heard that and commuted the sentence.
In this case, Reed's attorneys are saying, look, he's not the guy, he's innocent, and they're trying to get him off based on that.
They're basically saying you've got the wrong man. They've been saying it for 20 years consistently, asking for the same surveys of DNA evidence and all the rest.
So I want to switch gears to education, because just this week the TEA announced it is taking over the largest school district in the country. What happened?
In the state.
Excuse me, in the state, yes. Right. What happened to precipitate this?
Well, Houston ISD has a lot of problems. They've got problems in governance. They've been violating the Open Meetings Act. The Texas Education Agency has some problems with the way the board has been handling business. And they have several schools that are persistently performing, underperforming. And, the state law says if a district has a school that's underperforming for a certain number of years, you can take over the school or you can take over the district. In this case, they've decided, because of the governance problems, to take over the district. Superintendent will be out. The school board will be out. HISD has one last shot at an appeal. It doesn't look very good for them.
Do you get the sense that this is something the state does reluctantly? They really want to try other options before they step in and do something?
Yeah, they've done a lot, and these schools have been underperforming for years and years, and the state's been saying, you need to fix that, you need to fix that. Persisting in this, HISD has had a lot of warning that this was coming, and here we are at the precipice.
All right, Russ Ramsey, Texas Tribune, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thanks.